It was all change at the top of tennis this week, as Daniil Medvedev became the new world #1 for the first time. It marked an end to Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray's 18-year stronghold at the top spot, with many seeing it as a changing of the guard. But one former pro isn't ready to write off the aging multiple-time Grand Slam champions just yet. Medvedev became the 27th man to be crowned the ATP World #1 when the rankings were updated on Monday. He clinched the top spot after a successful last 12 months which saw him win his maiden Grand Slam title at the US Open. As Djokovic suffered a shock defeat to qualifier Yuri Vesely at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships last week, the 26-year-old's new spot at the top of tennis was confirmed. Medvedev has been the standout in a group of top young players vying to end the era of the Big Three's dominance. He was the first player of his generation to reach a major final at the US Open in 2019 and, 2 years later, defeated Djokovic in the final to be the first in his age group to win a Grand Slam title. The likes of Alexander Zverev and Stefanos Tsitsipas have already threatened the reign of Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal, contesting their own respective Grand Slam finals in the past. Zverev also shocked Djokovic in the Olympic semi-finals last year before going on to win the gold medal and overcame the Serb once again at the season-ending Nitto ATP Finals. While the young players seem to be closing in, former British #1 Andrew Castle is still sticking with the Big Three and believes the old guard will still hang around and dominate in the immediate future. All credit to Daniil Medvedev for becoming world #1, but I believe these legends of our game still have something to offer, the retired pro told Tennis 365. Castle referenced Nadal's recent Australian Open win as a prime example of the Big Three's ability to stick around and compete for the biggest titles. The Spaniard made history as the first man to win a record 21st Grand Slam title when he defeated Medvedev to capture his second Aussie Open crowd, 13 years on from the first. The former world #80 said, "Then Rafa turns up and reminds you what real glamour is with a 5-hour final like that and a narrative you couldn't have written. Who knows what Novak still has to say and if Roger can be a part of it." While Castle could see Medvedev, Zverev and Tsitsipas were ready to step up when the Big Three eventually retire, he wasn't ready for the era to end. "We can see a future without those guys, but I'd rather not contemplate that at the moment," he admitted. "I can't help but think that if Roger can tee it up at Wimbledon, he can still be a part of that tournament. With Novak, I'd imagine his motivation will be 1000% going forward. Whether he will be allowed to play in France we don't know, but I think he's going to be incredibly motivated. The only camera we were missing at the Australian Open was one on Novak's face when Rafa made it to 21 Grand Slams. I'm sure he will want to come back and be part of that story again."